We got a match, Team Renegatus versus Blood Oath Kings.
Yeah, Noxus Division semi-final action for you, ladies and gentlemen, this evening. So what we got here? Well, we got a couple of. Hopefully, we'll have a good showing for tonight. Definitely, excitement, some good fights. I mean, what we're kidding. This is CasualEAL. It always happens. We're just writing. Fights always happen here, guys. Like, let's be honest. There is not a. I have not seen a single game that
Big
has
fights
played with big fights. Anyway, we're just waiting for draft to start up here in Pro Draft. It's like we're gonna be having Blood Oath Kings on the blue side today, and Team Renegatus starting on red side. It will be we will be selecting sides. We're changing sides every game as usual. Best of 3 for tonight, which should be fun.
Now, let's see if they stick to their comfort and, or if they want to play meta. After today, I mean, after the way the meta's going, I just feel like every single person should be playing Ornn. Like, I feel like Ornn is so good, and like, I feel like you can play it in so many different roles. Okay, and pick band's getting started up here. Okay. Weird flex.
Yeah, that's a Vayne pick, and
that's a Vayne ban, yeah.
That is targeting King Majora.
CasualEAL, one of the best mid laners in the game right now, super strong. Good ban.
Yep, now we're just gonna wait for a hover here for the response from Blood Oath Kings, and that's gonna looks like a Vladimir hover. They do have 20 seconds to lock that in. Down.
Yeah, they're gonna take their time with these and think about everything. Excuse me. And they're gonna keep targeting mid lane. Veigar is another champion that you just should be removed from the game right now, with the way the meta is, with the Glacial. So
and there we go. There is the Ram. He is hovering for the banning. I say yes. Put the ban hammer down on the Hammer God himself.
It's gonna get banned. Yeah, super strong right now. Can be played in almost 4 different roles. Ridiculous champion, and should easily be taken away. Yeah.
I'm sure the other role he can't be played in is AD carry, but
yeah,
even then, people have probably tried.
Legit.
And the Jinx ban, which is fair.
Fair play.
Jinx is a hyper carry. Just going through here. And...
All right, let's see what the priority would be looking at here.
I mean, this situation really, like, who's left as far as, like, once you remove Ornn, what does that unlock for you?
I often find if Ornn is banned, red side actually has an advantage in draft. You know what I mean? Like, if Ornn's banned, then if Ornn's not banned, then blue side has a really big advantage.
Yeah, they're gonna lock in Gnar though, which is an interesting pick.
Okay, has a lot of counters too, so you know they can work around this. They can work around it.
Has a lot of counters, but he also does have some unique strengths. He is one of the few split pushers who's also capable of team fighting, at least if you can manage his rage correctly.
Also, oh please,
do it.
Please lock that.
Do it.
Please.
2 seconds. Yep, they're not changing this.
And we got a Riven.
To be a Riven.
Yes, one of my favorite champions. I can't believe it. Can't wait to see this. Yeah, I'm fired up. I don't even think I've seen anyone play it in CasualEAL before. So,
I mean, it's one of the more mechanically complex champions in the game. It takes some serious confidence in yourself and your teammates to lock that champion in, and that's
I'm fired up. I'm fired up right now. I cannot wait to watch this. Hope this guy pops.
Yeah, that's a Warwick coming in. Most likely here, that's going to be for Randomodium, who, I mean, he plays pretty much everything. So, yeah, that is going to be...
This guy locked a Riven. I'm fired up. I can't wait to see. Oh, man. Okay, let's see what they respond with.
Yeah, they do have the ability to lock in AD carry and support right here, and possibly limit potential bans going towards their bottom lane. Which, you know what, that might be a good idea, because you do have a Warwick coming in. That is going to be Ashe, who is a solid utility pick.
Yeah, it's a great pick into the 2 champions that were just locked on the other side there. And
Warwick,
yeah,
you got to keep track of, and Riven, you just want, if a Riven's coming for you, you just stun her and leave.
Yeah, that's a great pick, honestly. Ash's response here. I don't understand why you would pick Riven this early before seeing the team composition. I'm fired up for it, but it's probably not smart to pick it that early. I know it's probably like he knows the Gnar matchup, but you want to see what the rest of the team is gonna play, right? So, and that's a singed.
Singed.
What? What is happening? Where is that going?
Are we gonna be seeing a remake? It was
was
supposed
Tarek.
to be
It was
Tarek.
Tarek.
Yeah. So
Okay.
teams are gonna act as if it's Tarek here, or they can remake. They're not calling for a remake right now in chat, so we're going to assume that the
Yeah. It's
Ash
it's a
Tarek. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. It definitely it helps deal with particularly Warwick, who would like to dive deep into enemy lines.
Yeah, I think Tarek's another great answer to.
Yeah, and the
Riven
Morgana
really,
comes up afterwards.
Yeah, Riven. It's a good answer to what they have actually. So, yeah. Okay,
It
Katarina
takes off
gonna
the
be taken off.
Katarina. Again, that's another target. Looks like another targeted ban here. Just remove mid
ban
lane,
Aphelios.
remove Aphelios. But agreed. A champion in particular can be a little bit yikes.
Oh, for you. Okay, that's a better ban. Yeah, that's a great ban.
And we pretty much had just 4 bans targeted towards mid lane here.
Yep.
So clearly, Team Renegatus has a plan here. Misfortune taken out of play, so we're actually down to some. Interestingly, Caitlyn is still left is still left up here and unbanned.
Yeah. This should be picked, and Team Renegatus should instant locking Caitlyn. But they're gonna
go for the Varus instead. Now that is similar role to the Ashe there in a utility laner, so I can understand where they're going from that one. Ashe or Varus and Morgana can do similar work to what Caitlyn does.
This sets up the Riven for success. It's a good pick. Yeah.
And the only disadvantage is she's just not as long range as Caitlyn and isn't quite as powerful early.
Yeah.
Interesting to see how that plays out into a Tarek Ashe lane. I don't expect much aggression from either side.
I wonder what this guy's gonna play mid. I think that he's gonna. Yeah.
Diana.
Okay. There it is. Okay. Beautiful pickup here, but they need to go an AP jungler.
Well, that leaves Karthus, Elise, or Nidalee. Really the 3 you're looking at there, unless you want to get something creative.
It should be Gragas, or Elise.
Mordekaiser hover?
Oh.
Maybe? I mean, they have the engage from elsewhere.
Could be in our jungle.
That is possible. He can't. The champion can jungle, at least in recent patches coming out. Gnar. He can do it. It's a little interesting, especially because he goes from squishy to not squishy over time. That's a Cho'Gath.
Is this mid lane?
That is
Riven mid. If he's playing Riven mid, I will snap. That's probably a really good matchup too into the Kiana. It's probably a great matchup. So maybe they might be swapping.
That is possible. It definitely would be a good flex there. Riven does have a cooldown advantage over Kiana.
I think Riven beats Kiana. I've played the matchup mid lane a few times. There are a lot of melee matchups mid lane with things like Diana, like Kiana, Yasuo even. A lot of matchups Riven actually wins with these melee AD mid laners or AP, count Diana, mid lane. So I really hope that this is mid lane Riven, but I have a feeling that they're gonna put the Cho'Gath in mid lane. But we'll see.
Either one could work. To be fair, you could theoretically put the Cho'Gath in support and have the Morgana go mid. So technically, there's a lot of options.
Cho mid.
Yeah, that said, Cho'Gath support, not strong. Cho mid into a Kiana, I am not too enthusiastic about. I'm not sure if Cho'Gath can, post level 6 and up, sure, Cho'Gath can just delete Kiana, but...
I guess we'll see, but I do think, actually, that the smartest thing to do here, first of all, Riven won't beat Mordekaiser, I don't think. It's a pretty hard matchup. Just, innately, what Mordekaiser does, just, you don't always sit in his burn. Cho'Gath does probably much better than Mordekaiser. And Riven does great into Kiana. So.
All right, we're showing
Well,
ready
we'll see.
now, or at least teams are starting to ready up here. So we're about to draft fully, and here we go into
Yep.
actual select, where the great secrets of this draft will be revealed to us. As far as what in the actual heck they are doing.
It's gonna be, I believe, a Mordekaiser top. But yes.
Yeah, we'll definitely see here. And again, same band system. This part usually goes
So does
relatively
Riven,
quickly.
Though. Riven, yeah, Cho does get wrecked by Mord, but so does Riven.
Go, orange off the table. And that is Nars being hovered top. So Nar does in fact go top.
Okay, so Mordekaiser jungle. Okay, so then it makes more sense. The Riven's a good pick in a Nar. I don't know why they're playing this out. They probably just feel uncomfortable with swapping the rules around. But yeah, the Mordekaiser is a much better matchup against Riven. The Nar is a much less scary matchup against Riven than Mordekaiser would be. So this is going to be a show mid, and I believe I played this matchup as Kiana against Cho'Gath. It is quite annoying, but a lot of matchups with Kiana, you just lose innately. You can win, but there are a lot of matchups that you just get beat on, and you have to kind of wait and play around your jungler. The Mordekaiser really doesn't synergize well with the Kiana actually, but something like a Gragas here or a Rumble in top lane would be really nice with Kiana, but I understand that they need to mix AP damage in.
Realistically, they probably could have done Rumble jungle too, and that would have been okay.
Yeah, Kiana can actually kill the Cho with maybe one item with a Dirk, but the sustain from Cho'Gath makes it really hard for Kiana to actually pick up a solo kill. Depending on what the Cho's building, obviously. But
yeah. Cho'Gath here normally probably would be building. I mean, Cho'Gath normally just builds HP. So not necessarily the heaviest on resistances. And yep, that is confirmed. Taric locked in. Let's see here, Morgana coming in as well, and we got.
All right, so let's ask this, Autumn. What do you think? Who do you won this draft? Who do you think won this draft?
As far as what I think will actually work, and obviously which one has the clearest goal here, I'm actually looking at it. Team Renegatus looks initially to have the stronger draft. They have good early game capability, with Warwick being able. Warwick is an excellent champion at providing pressure. Yeah. Riven can perform well early and does scale relatively well for a bruiser. Yep. I think they have very good utility, but also very good damage from Varus. He kind of treads that line a little bit between a damage carry and a utility carry. And then Morgana and Cho'Gath provide a lot of safety. It also provides a lot of objective control, because especially post 6, Cho'Gath and Warwick can just go to an objective, and there's really not much they can do to stop it. Like Mordekaiser can, yeah, sure, you ult the Warwick to prevent the smite, but then the Cho'Gath noms him for 1,000 HP, right? Or you ult the Cho'Gath, and then Mordekaiser gets nommed for 1,000 damage, and Warwick just Q smites. So that's kind of what I'm seeing from that one. I think their team fight is a little bit stronger. I'm not sure about their pushing capability.
Yeah.
Riven can split push, as technically can Cho'Gath, and they both do have teleport, so it's possible for a 1-3-1, but most likely we'll be seeing 4-1 or team fight from it.
Now, this is something you guys can think about too, but first of all, I do agree with what Autumn's saying here. That I do think Team Renegatus has an advantage, and there's a multitude of reasons why. But the first reason is that Mordekaiser is a champion that does so well based off of having high level. So taking Mordekaiser in the jungle, if he falls behind, it's going to be really hard for him to keep up and have pressure. You know what I mean? For example, the Riven's in a side lane, let's say around, like, I don't know, level 4, whatever. And the Mordekaiser is sitting in jungle. at level 12, the Riven can 1v1 the Mordekaiser at that point when Mordekaiser ults. So, that's why it's always better to take Mordekaiser in his side lane so you can get those levels and you can get that advantage over your opponent. Taking him in the jungle can just be a little bit off. But yeah, I do think pretty much like, any draft has a chance of going either way. Either of these teams can win. But when you picture a 5v5 team fight in your head, I do see Team Renegatus actually winning that 5v5.
Yep.
Do you agree with that, Autumn?
I definitely agree. Now, what I will say is, sorry about that. What I will say is, Blood Oath Kings, they can definitely they still have potential for pick coming out of their comp here. I mean, Ash Arrow into a timed Mordekaiser ult can completely remove something from a fight, and then when he comes out, there could be a Gnar and a Taric and a Kiana on top of it. They do have the ability to collapse quite efficiently there. There's definitely some pick power coming out of that team comp. But again, when I look at that as compared to when they inevitably are going to have to fight over Dragon or over Baron, and those are going to happen. I like outside of Gnar teleporting in at just the right time to be Mega Gnar, they don't really have the ability to just tank through it.
Yeah, what's the follow-up damage after the Kiana goes in and blows all of her shit? But I mean, like, that's the thing too, is like I don't know actually how Gnar and Kiana synergize together, because Gnar throws people into walls and so does Kiana, right? So
Gnar can throw them into a wall, and then Kiana can basically get a guaranteed large stun off on their team. So that's
that'd be dope. That'd be sick.
Then Gnar can wall it, and anything in that area will get stunned basically permanently. The problem is what happens if, say, Mordekaiser yoinks them out of that or stuff like. There's a lot of CC on their team.
There's
just not a lot of sustain. There's just not a lot of sustained damage. And while we load in, let's just take a look at the real quick skin check.
Glacial on the Cho'Gath. And a Darkstar Cho flexing that skin. Okay, respect.
Ghost Bride Morgana, respectable skin. Arclight Vayne, probably one of the better Vayne skins. The other most of them look kind of weird.
And Dawnbringer Riven body. What a skin.
Versus Dino Gnar, King of Clubs, Mordekaiser. Clever pun there, Riot.
I'm fired up for this guy to play Riven. I really hope. I don't know what he took for inspiration. Probably Biscuits.
Probably CDR. I'd say CDR and Biscuits.
Yeah, you're right. 45 and Biscuits, right? Yeah, it's probably a good move.
Then see, speaking of going back to skins, though, High Noon Ash, one of the best Ash skins to come out in recent memory there.
Yeah. I think that the Taric is going to be so big. Because I think one of the win conditions on the Blood King's side is actually the Taric. If you can keep the Kiana alive while she goes in and blows her whole combo and is invulnerable, that's gonna be huge. But anyway, we're about to hit this, so I'm fired up. We just focus on top lane, please.
Yep, loading in for game 1 of Blood Oath Kings versus Team Renegatus.
Right on.
Noxus semifinals for season 2. And And I'm getting a rather hilarious bug of not seeing champions today.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
There we go. All right, so out the gate, we're just seeing a standard 5-point spread.
Yeah.
No side is really looking to do a early level. Now, I will say that Team Renegatus can, with Warwick, Morgana, Varus, that can.
Yeah, they have a better level one. Sure.
But it's still smarter to just avoid the fight altogether here because, for example, Tara can then just queue a stun up, and what happens then? Because you don't want to feed Mordekaiser early.
I don't know. I think that they 100% have a better invade might have been a right move. Kiana's pretty much a useless level 1.
And here we go. The minions are clashing. And yeah, both junglers starting bot side here. Mordekaiser starting on his red buff. Warwick starting blue. That's fine. Looks like the faster leash is going to Team Renegatus there. As they get just...
I don't think I've ever seen this skin in game. I'm not lying. The Cho'Gath one. It looks.
Oh, Dark Star.
Yeah. What is that? I've never seen
That
that.
that is Fear Incarnate, my friend. That's what that is. All right, Cho'Gath starting up. Cho'Gath starting the spikes. That's good. Gives him a little bit of a ranged poke, but also the ability to clear through these waves without much fear. He does get level 2 first, and Kiana is kind of forced to back off because Cho'Gath can really hurt. Riven going for a little bit of some early trades there, but does
And
have to
Cho
back
looking
off.
at this. What is this, Kiana?
As Kiana is missing CS is what's happening. And some early trades going down as well. Riven
Trades
just
everywhere.
constantly fighting here. Cyanite just
Clean,
trying
very
to prove
clean.
the best here.
Even dodging the rupture still loses the trade. That's just unlucky matchup, I think.
Yeah, Cho'Gath does
Oh,
have a...
and this is gonna be a solo kill, 100%. Flash auto.
Looks like it maybe... Yep,
Oh!
first blood goes down to it. Flash
Yeah.
was burned. Ignite was burned on Kiana's side, so that is the potential for the revisit there if Mordekaiser feels like it. Meanwhile, on the bot side, some damage going down. Taric, or not Taric, but Ash brought very low, so the early power of Varus Morgana is showing here.
Yeah, that's disrespect from the side of Cho'Gath there. You know he has the ignite. You obviously see he has the stun element. Yeah, I don't know. Disrespectful. Oh, should be a knockup.
Nope, just gets out of the way, and yep, that hyper proc coming in handy there to just barely dodge it.
Oh, and what time are you in game, buddy?
About 3-8, 40.
I'm at 340. Okay, are you? What are you?
Yeah, just about 3-4-4 now.
Okay, we're good.
We're on sync. Sorry for technical difficulties here. Warwick going for the bottom Scuttle Crab as well, and he is just blazing through this jungle, which does...
Yeah.
It does set him up here a little bit, but Cho'Gath does spot out Mordekaiser. Both junglers are bot side. Wards are down. Yeah, that's an unfortunate ward there. So that rip that little vision ward. It will die due to pink ward. And Cho'Gath goes back to bot lane. That is a knock-up, but nothing comes of that interaction there. All in all, we're 4 minutes in. We've only had one death, so so far we're actually, I think, doing relatively okay. Slight lead in favor of Blood Oath Kings at the moment.
And Kazu picking up 2 pink wards at 4 minutes in game. Hello. That's prioritizing vision.
Indeed, it is.
Great.
Ooh, almost gets the stun down, but excellent spell shield from Morgana prevents any further interaction with Taric, and the trade moves on. That is a good hit, though, and a little bit of damage. And then a lot of damage, because Varus decided to say hello. Yeah, this Varus Morgana lane is proven to be quite lethal.
Oh? Yeah, I think this is actually going to be a rough lane for the Cho'Gath. Losing these trades, maybe should have went Grasp. I get...
Grasp and Dying probably would have been a better bet for him. One of the reasons why you see a Cho'Gath go Glacial like that is
hit ruptures,
doing
right?
that AP build. Both hit ruptures, but also just to keep them in range, since one of the Cho'Gath's biggest weaknesses is being kited out.
Yeah, true.
Uses a Scream to pick up some minions there.
I don't think I've ever played
Going
Cho'Gath.
down, and Warwick was going to do Warwick things, but oh no, don't hit the and he hits
the
ward.
level 6 R. He's gonna get. Oh, Steve-O should have come going there. About to get Mega.
Yeah, he does have Mega now, and this
And
actually is a
has jungler with
disadvantage
him?
now.
Unlucky.
Yeah, this actually is a disadvantage for him now if Riven decides to trade.
What in
Because,
Mega?
At this point, going Mega during the trade is an advantage because you can hop in, get behind her, and she can't do anything. Now, I think...
Warwick? This guy has Flash. Oh,
yeah, he's dead
my
now.
Lord.
Good ult. That's a flash over.
Kazu playing this... Oh my... Kazu playing this Kiana beautifully. Very poor choice to start up the drag there.
They knew he was there, too. He was seen on at least 3 different wards. So it wasn't like this was an unknown thing there, and he pays for his lack of vigilance by...
There was vision. And Riven actually winning in the CS department. Top. And Blue Side gonna start this up. They should get this, but it looks like they're actually gonna contest this. Riven is about to have teleport, or does have teleport.
Cho'Gath does have level 6, so in
they
theory,
should be putting a ward down.
He
and
does get it, actually. Yeah, he numbs it, and that's a kill down on the Warwick as well. Riven
flying in here, baby!
Good couple of stuns. Slow down. The ult picks up Ashe. Varus picks up Taric. Nara is pretty much, yeah, he's stuck there in Mega form, gets feared back towards the Ashe, or towards the Varus, and he
does the Riven have enough cooldowns to get on here?
Oh, good binding. You don't need the cooldowns now.
And wow. So this is what we talked about earlier. First of all, it was a great seal from the Cho'Gath. What was it, a flash eat on the dragon? But it was first of all, great teleport from a Riven. We had seen all the things. Dinar was super late to that. Should have been there earlier. And we talked about this in the pregame, the 5v5 team fight. We said that Renegatus had a better 5v5. So, you know, and
not
shut down going to the Riven.
Also, just the better objective steal there, because the Cho'Gath comes in, he flash ER'd. He ate the dragon right out from under them, basically, you know? Literally, like, that's like robbing the freaking buffet there.
Yeah. Really good job, but I was actually really impressed with that. You know, I was really impressed with the Kiana play too. Didn't have the ult for the fight because by the time that they start to drag up, the Warwick's coming back down, and you know they don't have Kiana ult. And how are you supposed to win a team fight without that Kiana ult? It's so vital to their team coming.
Yep. Looks like a lane swap has come in as well. Nar gets caught out there trying to contest for this vision. Both wards go down.
Yeah, lane swap because the Cho'Gath is so far behind, and the Riven is far ahead, and probably can contest the Kiana. So
yeah. Warwick chasing down Mordekaiser here as well, by the way.
Yeah, so we're seeing what we talked about in pregame, how I said that, you know, Riven has a better matchup with Kiana. And, you know, not so great into the Gnar. But, yeah, Cho'Gath just losing to the Kiana, so why not put it against the 2v2?
So one thing you'll see right here is vision control for both sides is actually heavily focusing on their top side at the moment around this Rift Herald.
Yeah.
So clearly with Dragon out of the way, they've moved their strong... Renegatus has moved their strong bottom lane up. They're keeping the Gnar, but they also have the Kiana in the mid lane, so Blood Oath Kings can go in.
Oh, Cho's going to drop here. Great flash. Great flash. Should have probably pulled... probably try to layer the CC with the stun and the ult.
And it looks like... Yeah,
Cho'Gath really can't walk up for CS here, so they're just last hitting. Narg is able to CS from a distance. He has ult.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was saying to you guys.
Here, but yeah, they back off in the top lane.
Level is support. You know, this is what I talked about in the pregame about how, you know, Mordekaiser, you know, really benefits from being in a solo lane from that level advantage. But when the support is on the other team is the same level as the jungler, that's a problem, you know. It makes it easier for the mid laner and top laner to just really, you're just so easily killed.
Warwick here starting up the Rift Herald, by the way. Morgana moving down to support as well. Riven is keeping Kiana locked into this lane for the time being.
This is a 4v2 fight if they decide to, or excuse me, 4v3 fight. If they decide to take it, they should be getting this, Riven.
Yeah, they're not going to. They're going to respect the Riven, and they're going to back off. Gnar goes Mega, which doesn't do too much good.
Coming in.
Yep. Maybe they want to go for the fight. No, they don't. They're just going to probably try to then try to push this Rift Herald down mid. That's where I drop it here, especially since some plates are down. A couple more plates off, you can get a big gold advantage for that. And no, they're going to reset. Cho'Gath gets to walk back to the bot lane. Or actually, he looks like he's going to stay mid lane, and Riven's going to go. Riven's going to reset, probably rotate bot.
Yeah.
There's really just not a good place for this Cho'Gath for the time being. Yes, he has his ultimate, which does make him a threat to Kiana at the moment.
This guy went magical boots.
I mean, when you expect to be losing lane, or it's
I guess you save money. It's like high econ, but you know, Riven does benefit from movement speed and CDR boots.
Now the thing is, those magical boots do give you better movement speed than normal boots.
Oh, this is gonna be a solo kill, I think. Yeah, it's 100. This is gonna be a solo kill.
Yeah, Riven flashes up, gets the knock up. Oh, that's not good for the Gnar. He tries to go for a wallop, but Riven takes him down.
Oh,
good. Yeah, good fight there by Cyanite, and double kill goes down in the bot lane as well.
Oh, he could have eaten him. Oh, it probably doesn't have the mana for it. Yeah, all around the map you're seeing, you know, the draft difference. We talked about it in the pregame.
Yep, and that double kill in the bot lane is going to set up a Mountain Drake as well, which is just gonna kind of make that Warwick annoying late game. But it also is also a benefit to Cho'Gath. That was a very late ult right there. And now we get the single weirdest Drake in the game, the Cloud Drake, which actually is a massive benefit to Renegatus here.
Was that the next one?
Because it's specifically Mountain Drake gives them Cloud Drake gives you cooldown reduction on your ult, right? Beyond the 40%.
Wait, is that you're talking about the soul?
Not the soul. That's just the benefit of Cloud Drake. The soul just makes your movement speed faster as well, right?
Yeah. Well,
so
when you get movement.
Yeah, so with 3 Cloud Drakes possible here, or possible for Team Renegatus, you're looking at 15% additional CDR for a Cho'Gath. You know, a champion that revolves around his ultimate. That's more CDR for Varus as well, whose ult is a big game changer. That's a good binding down on a turret, but they're not going to worry about it for the time being.
This turret's got ult. This turret's got ult. He's going to drop him
now. It doesn't help though. Varus is burning. He goes down instead. Now it will be subportal combat as Morgana tries to disengage. Drops the pool. Tarek is healing, but he's not going to press the fight much further than that. It's a 1-for-1.
That does some damage, eh?
Yeah, when Ash and Varus engage like that, that's basically a shootout to see who.
What is this Riven?
Which one first goes in for the fight there?
If he solo kills him here?
He potentially can. Oh, it's very close. Maybe with Ignite you burn down there, but maybe an auto or 2 off.
I didn't see. The Gnar must have used his E, and that's why the Riven decided to go in there. This Riven's huge. Sure, this kid's not smurfing? Hello? 123 CS, 14 minutes, Black Cleaver, see him out?
Gnar is forced to use his teleport as well, so that does relieve a lot of potential pressure from any other lane. Kiana roams down, spots a control ward, hits it a couple of times, and then decides it's probably best to leave. Cho'Gath is following her. Cho'Gath does go for the Hextech GLP. Ooh, but the binding just misses. No potential follow-up there. Warwick is stealing Mordekaiser's camp, so even more feels bad for the Mordekaiser. Trying to go by the bot lane, and nothing more will come up for the time being. And we've entered a little bit of a lull state.
Yeah, I like the lull states. Can we do more of these? Oh, and he just as we say that, this guy is
that's lethal. That is the ult that goes down.
Warwick, why would you ult him into the wall?
I think he was trying there or trying to ult him away, but it doesn't really matter now. Mordekaiser
can drop too. This Riven's gonna kill this guy too. Look at this. This is exactly
what the shield. He does look like he's pulling Warwick into the Death Realm.
He does no damage.
Yep.
Oh, that's a beautiful
comes out of the Death Realm, and yeah.
Did you see that? I never even knew that. He's taking turret damage while he's in the Kiana ult in that section of the mid lane.
And yeah, while that fight's going on, Cho'Gath goes down as well. A lot of fights going on across the map, which, welcome to CasualEAL, right? We're par for the course here.
It's like top lane difference, mid difference, and jungle difference.
Yeah,
80 carry difference. Like
support difference at this point in some cases as well. It's getting a little crazy here.
Yeah, this Morgana's popping off, setting up the Bears very well. We talked about that too in the pregame when we talked about Caitlyn. You know,
it's
very
kind of the same thing as Varus. Again, it's the same thing with Caitlyn as is with Varus. Varus has a lot of strong potential in the early game. His poke is actually a little better than Caitlyn's. just because it's ability centered and he can.
Yeah, if you can stack up your passive and then Q through when hit by the Morgana binding,
Yeah.
you stack up that passive and Q it and QE. Like that's a lot of damage. It might even be equivalent to those Caitlyn traps that we talked about with the Morgana thing. The only difference really is the CC chain, but
I mean, the CC chain can still happen because
course.
right out the gate, you Morgana binding, you get Varus
Yep.
ults, and then Morgana can just walk up and ult you, and then what do you do, right?
100%.
Anyway, it looks like we've gone back to a very, very brief lull state again. People are just pushing out lanes here. Turrets are getting low across the board, and as I say that, bottom turret dies. First brick goes to
Second Richter up here. Look at the damage I just did. Look at this guy's gonna get blasted.
Yep, there he goes. Mordekaiser stands no chance. The Taric stun does hit the Riven, but that doesn't help us. Warwick comes in from behind, gets an excellent fear. Warwick goes down. That's an excellent Taric ult to try to save some lives here, but it's already worn off. Taric goes down. Ash goes down.
What was that?
There's a binding. There's the knock-up, and there goes Kiana. That is almost a clean wipe. The only reason it's not an ace is because Nar just wasn't there. And that's going to be second Rift Trail. Easy as you like.
I don't know about you, Autumn, but Riven pick. Kind of amazing.
Yeah, and in this case, it's working very well. It's synergizing almost perfectly with their team. And, her ability to just chase down targets is proven to be crucial so far.
Very glad that this is
summoned in top lane.
Riven being successful in team compositions.
Yep.
In
Rift summon at top lane, gonna get a charge off. It goes down the top turret. They're going to try to take down mid turret as well. And that's all your auto turrets down. Here, just before 20 minutes.
That's a fat gold lead. And with the composition that they have, I really don't see a way that they come back with it.
They need to pick specifically Varus or probably Morgana are the two most likely to pick, but they need to pick Varus because he has at least got a gold bounty on him, and in theory you have to pick Riven, but I don't know if they can.
Yeah, there was a time in that actual fight where the Terracall came through and the Riven was in. Now they need to burst her when that comes through. And a big Kiana ult. Look, okay, right here, as we say, misses the actual element.
It gets the stun. Goes down onto Riven. This might be enough to get the kill. Yeah, that is. And the shutdown does go to the Kiana.
That's huge. Yeah, you want to get it on the Kiana. You want to get on the damage dealers. But this Mordekaiser needs to farm. You're the same level as the support. You're so low on levels, and a champion that benefits.
He needs to farm. The problem is he can't farm because his jungle is usually missing when he gets there, or his own laners are taking it.
I actually don't know how it works, but is there a thing with like jungle? You get past a certain point in the game where you can farm side lanes and get all of the proper experience and proper experience and gold. So honestly, put him in a side lane.
Yeah, that's probably his best bet right now because, he can face down Cho'Gath easily. And then you can put your bigger damage dealers towards threats that actually need it.
He might be able to take the Cho'Gath. Maybe.
Depends on whether or not Cho'Gath has ult. Cho'Gath does have an item up now, and that is... It does make Cho'Gath
a big boy.
Yeah. Let's just take a look at where we're at right now HP-wise, and he's just shy of 2,400 HP. So, he is pretty big, and that's not the craziest we've ever seen in Cho'Gath. It's a good binding that goes down on the Kiana. She gets to take a little bit of damage from it, gets a good bit of poke. She's going to run away, though. No real follow-up. Just a little bit of taps, and now we, again, we kind of just go back into this holding pattern here. While other lanes get pushed, Warwick is able to actually get some damage onto that turret. He may sacrifice his life for it. Yeah, no, they don't. Riven and Warwick taking the turret.
Turn it!
Pulls them back. That's a lot of damage going down. Warwick ult goes down as well. Riven ult comes out for it.
Oh,
Riven is 1v1ing and actually wins. And Ash can potentially slow Riven down.
The Riven.
But in the
gets
meanwhile,
away.
while they're doing that, turrets are taken down, so they try to focus on the split pushers, and the 3 in the mid lane just take another turret, so they get 2 turrets for what's going to be 1 here. As, yeah, they're pinging Gnar to go and smack that turret more.
Okay, listen, we gotta talk about this. Mordekaiser, you killed yourself, mate! Okay, you could have just not ulted, and your team would have been able to finish off the Riven. But you ult him, and you stuck in with you, and then he picks up the kill and Q's over the wall. Beautifully played, a little bit lucky, but I mean, like, hey. Yeah, big mistake.
That also was Conqueror proc as well, which gave a good bit of healing for the Riven, which allowed her to survive the follow-up from Ashe, too. Anyway, we're back to this holding pattern here. Baron is up, and so far, no one's really focusing vision towards one side or the other. There's a lot of vision in the bottom river here, while we're waiting for this next Cloud Drake to respawn. In all that mess, I did notice that, actually, Team Renegatus did pick up a Cloud Drake, yet Riven's going to leave, not risk the face check in the bush. And we're just going to sit here, basically. Like, Renegatus doesn't really have to do much at this point. They just need to wait until they're Cloud really just set up the objectives, and they kind of win.
Yeah, Gnar was not a first pick option. And this
Gnar goes in. Does manage to Gnar Morgana into the wall.
Oh, QSS.
Yep, QSS, Spell Shield prevents the follow-up. That's a very big ult as well, and the disengage is very complete.
This team is playing the side lane so perfectly.
That is actually a good binding down. Kiana is forced to use her ult, but the Spell Shield comes down on Tavares, and Kiana can't stop him.
Oh. What?
Ooh. Good flash binding.
You have ult?
Morgana probably gonna die here. Teleport is coming in, though.
My god,
That's probably gonna be Cho'Gath, who is here to say hello. Somebody's gonna get eaten up and down here. Yep, okay, that ult has come down. Cho'Gath does eat the Gnar. Riven kills the Ashe. With the Tark ult down, there's nothing they can do, and that's a very clean setup for Baron. Actually, they're gonna split Riven off to Dragon. The rest are gonna go to Baron.
Mordekaiser didn't press R.
Honestly, I don't think he wanted to at that point. He did have his ult up, but I think he was probably afraid of getting killed by Riven again, or whoever he ulted.
I mean, he could have ulted. He could have ulted the Morgana. It would have for kill. I know that he probably wanted to save it, in the fight after. But you're so far behind. Just use it.
And by the way, here's another benefit of this Varus pick. That is that it shreds Baron. And there we go. Cho'Gath noms the Baron, gets a little bit bigger, and is now up to a rather hilarious. What is that? What's that HP number? He's up to a rather hilarious 3,100 HP. Big boy. Big old Cho'Gath.
Big old full AP Cho'Gath. Buys the 2 glacial items and goes for a Bammy. Love it. But I mean,
he can do what he wants at this point. He has the HP to tank whatever he needs to, and he has enough damage that, like, at this point, it's a utility Cho'Gath, really.
Now I want you to imagine a Riven with Cloud Soul after she presses R running at your face with 8 kills. And I want you to imagine the game being over in approximately 2 minutes.
Not so sure about the game being over in 2 minutes. This is CasualEAL. We've seen weirder happen, but I can imagine that Riven, and it is horrifying because that's actually what's going to happen to them. They have 20%. By the way, they have 20% ult cooldown reduction now. So that Varus, that Warwick, the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, blue side. Yeah, Blood Oath did a really good job pushing out the side lanes. So you see that top wave. It's all the way up there, so they really don't have to get that. But they are gonna clear out that bot lane tier 2 and go for inhibs in mid and bot. And if they get a fight, they will probably be able to, depending on who's alive at the end. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like the plan is give up the mid tier 2, or give up mid inner. Let Let the 3 hold off the mid lane here against the other 4. There's the 4 as well. Gnar versus Riven. Yeah, Gnar doesn't really want to take this fight much longer than necessary. He just needs to try to clear the main wave.
To be fair,
However,
I do think that Stevo is a sub, right?
yeah.
So, he's probably playing at a higher elo. And he's playing against a guy who clearly knows what he's doing on Riven. I've watched him play. He knows his numbers really well.
That is a lot of damage that actually went down there. This is a potential dive. Not even a dive now as the turret dies. Not Riven, but Warwick goes in. Flash Fear eats the Taric before the ult can even go down.
This is going to be the game.
And that's a kill off of Riven's ultimate.
Look how fast! Look how fast!
Stun down onto Kiana. Does throw Kiana back into the inhib, but that doesn't really matter. And now they're just gonna walk they're just gonna walk cannon minions into here. They got another cannon minion. Kiana gonna try for a fight. Doesn't really want it here. And this is a 4 versus 3. This is
they're looking for the
potential game.
Flash
is burned. Yep. The cannons are just sitting there destroying the turret. Really, all Team Renegatus need to do now is guard the cannons, and then with Baron
expired.
Yeah, with Baron Warren off here, Riven's just gonna get a free inhib for trouble. Back off, and now we get to sit here and wait. Really, 2 push.
Okay, so I said 2 minutes, but what I really meant was another 2 minutes.
Yeah, we'll probably see this game over in 30. That is, they're gonna actually prep up for Elder Drake, and that is going to be game if Elder comes into play here.
I think that they can just walk with supers. But you're right, they probably will wait for Elder. They really have nothing to lose. They have a 13 take in the back.
An exceptional gold lead. Kiana does get slowed down. That's very dangerous. She does manage to avoid anything else there as Cho'Gath doesn't follow up with some slowing. Yeah, for the time being, again, we go into a lull state. No real reason for Team Renegatus to force a fight here, but they're just gonna... they're just gonna do it anyway because there's nothing they can do to stop them. That's a flash stun. Ashe caught out all alone and dead. Gnar is next. Yeah, Gnar flashes, does get knocked up, does get silenced. That was an excellent flash numb by the Cho'Gath, and now there's really nothing... Yeah, there's nothing Kiana can do to stop this. Tark's gonna sit there invincible for a while. Same with Mordekaiser. But that's going to be a clean ace in the end. Double kill's also going down. That's going to be the Nexus, and that's going to be the end of game 1.
All right, so a minute and 50 seconds. It's close to 2 minutes.
Yeah, close-ish.
Yeah.
Sub 30-minute game in the end, though. Excellent team play coming off of Team Renegatus, and excellent use of their composition's strengths there. Realizing that they probably weren't going to win those that mid lane in particular probably wasn't going to win early, but I don't think they are expecting it to win at all. They were focused more on what their bot lane and what their top lane could do.
Kazu did a great job winning mid lane. He really did. They lane swapped around, but come on, MVP Riven. What a pick. And if it's not banned next game, you're silly.
So we're looking at 22,993 damage coming off of Riven, so definitely dealing or carrying the bulk of the damage there in that game.
Yeah, beautiful performance on the Riven. I'm very happy I got to watch that. Always really nice to watch Riven players and kind of like watch how a lot of people play the champion differently. So that was awesome. What a treat.
For sure. Going through some of the more fun stats here. The Vision score is actually surprisingly similar here across both teams. But very rarely do you see a mid laner with a score of 36 or better, of 30 or better. That is some impressive effort for Vision on pretty much all sides there. Multiple control wards purchased, which is I wish more people would do that, right?
Yeah.
Vision saves lives.
Yeah. A lot of honestly, yeah, like so many like amazing things this game from the side of Team Renegatus. They played really well. The bot lane, just a difference in almost every lane besides mid. Like bot lane was stomping, and it's just and we talked about this in the pregame. We talked about how it's just draft. Like the draft was just better, so hopefully they draft some better picks that synergize well. The Kiana, I feel like was great and it was ahead, but you're gonna need something to lock down a Riven or lock down all these champions. So something like I mean I know they concentrated 4 bans too at mid lane against Kazu. Yeah, maybe first picking Gnar, not the best option.
Yeah, I'd say Gnar didn't. The Gnar didn't necessarily feel particularly impactful. Kiana felt fine.
Yeah.
I think when it worked, Kiana was fine. I just felt like the Gnar didn't do too much there, and
I think the biggest mistake was actually putting the Mordekaiser in the jungle.
yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to follow up on was that really they like you have Warwick here, a champion who actually is definitely designed for the jungle, designed to work on low levels, designed to work with his in the high economy situation that jungle tends to be these days. But at the same time, he's also able to be strong in that state. Mordekaiser, as we saw there, just wasn't. So Warwick was just going through and destroying Mordekaiser in his own jungle and in in ganks. And he's able to actually affect the map. So I think that's where where Blood Oath Kings probably needs to change it up is
I think it's just draft, man. I think it's just draft. I think it was just a poor draft. And I think that, they kind of realized like, oh, what was the issue here? Oh, Mordekaiser was under-leveled. Gnar was a terrible matchup in a Riven. They probably will ban the Riven here. We're going to probably see it popped off that game. It was so big, so strong. All the CC lock from the Varus, the Morgana, the Glacial on the Cho'Gath, everything, the Warwick all was perfect for the Riven setup. They built a beautiful composition around that. And they got wiped, and it wasn't close. It was a 13k gold lead. So if they take that away, I forget what actually the bans were, or I can actually pull it up. Bans were first game, Vayne, Vladimir, or an Aphelios Misfortune. So maybe taking away the Viven over the Vladimir might be a little bit better.
Yeah, Vladimir is definitely not as impactful early game. I mean, he can still be terrifying if you draft around it. Same way as Riven. You might almost it almost might even be worth just leaving the Ornn up because you're going to be blue side. No need to ban the Ornn if you're blue side. Ban the Riven instead of the Ornn. Force them to either ban it or let you pick it, and
100%.
Don't even worry about having a bad matchup.
Ornn shouldn't be banned on blue side. We talked about that too in the pregame. It's just a champion that you can just pretty much always pick, and it can go in 4 different roles. So, one of the strongest champions of the game. What it offers to the team, its utility, its engage, everything about it is really good. So if it's not banned on red, you got to pick it up on blue.
Yeah, and well, that's it for this game. And our surprisingly in-depth analysis on it. We will be back for game 2 as we are just starting to form up lobby. So everyone, I'm
just gonna take a quick break and be right back. But Autumn, I'm sure that just get everything. Everyone's gonna get back in the lobby, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of Blood Oath Kings versus Team Renegatus. Last game was a thoroughly convincing win for Team Renegatus, so we'll see what happens in this. We'll see what happens here is they have to change up their draft.
Yeah. Bad ribbon. What else you gonna say?
Yeah, Ban Riven pick Orn, probably.
Yep. That's the move.
Anyway, here we're just waiting for the teams to officially begin draft on both sides. Pro draft tool up. Get to take a look. Whenever they start.
We beard up and we pizzaed up. We ready to go. We're gonna have fun. I mean, I'm really curious. Like these drafts, I love watching other teams. And like in the division I play in, we really kind of stick to the meta. There's really not a lot of off meta things that are played. Watching the lower division stuff, everything gets picked. It's so weird to see, and it's so awesome. You know, like I don't know, like just seeing champions that not normally you get to watch, so or that not normally even get picked in solo queue games. So, as we're getting ready here for draft.
Yeah, both teams just signaled full ready, so we will see when the draft, if Flesh when the draft spins up, and here it goes. Blood Oath Kings get to start out here, and let's see if they make any immediate changes.
If I don't see a ribbon bound, I mean, I honestly want to watch it again, but I don't think it's getting.
Nope, they're gonna ban Vladimir first, actually, and Viger next.
I think, yeah.
Too many guys. So
Get Vega out of there, dirty champion.
I mean, aggressive enchanters games should be evidence of that. Hey, here
Yep.
we go. The Orn ban again. They're hovering it. I think this is a mistake.
This. It's not a mistake, but it's clear that the top lane. It's clear that Steve-O can't play Orn. If you ban the champion on blue side, there's clearly no one wants to play it, and it's just too strong to give over if they don't first pick it. So they got to ban Riven here. I'd be shocked if they let it through.
Well, we'll find out here in the next few seconds. They are not hovering any particular ban. They're hovering CasualEAL. So it's possible they actually fear a potential CasualEAL PM more than a Riven first pick. Now, they also
Might be scarier.
potentially... Yeah, they now potentially might have a counter in place as well.
Yep. Wow. So Riven's gonna get through here, and Sivo's not gonna play it. So this is, this might be,
Yeah, definitely putting themselves into a little of a spot here because they
just
know
pick a Volley Bear into Riven. Is that hard counter? I really only play Riven mid, so I don't know the top lane matchups.
I mean, you can top lane is a potential place you can counter it. Anything with CC.
Philios.
Poppy is actually pretty good into Riven because you can stop at least your initial engage. And then, at post level 6, you can just throw Riven out of the fight altogether.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake was I don't even know if they'll pick it. Okay,
they actually let Vayne through.
Vayne is gonna get locked here. Wow.
That's a hyper carry. Both of these are. That's a terrifying champion, and there we go. Oriana's bow gets locked in as well.
Okay, Diana, gonna come through here. Oh, stop!
Yeah,
no,
so,
my God.
I think we've turned into solo queue.
Oh my God!
That's the Bash Brothers. This is good. This is actually really good here.
That's a great answer into the Vayne. Because with a full AP Malphite and a Yasuo, it's usually a one shot. Yeah.
Yeah, no fun for you.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is here, that's a Malphite. So they are setting themselves up to get counterpicked in the top lane here. They could also pick their support here. And the support is really what makes a difference for Vayne. And they're actually just going to give her a Taric, which if you time it right...
Great pick.
Yeah, if you time that right there, then Vayne doesn't really care about the Malphite or the Yasuo or the horde of damage coming out of Aphelios.
Now, The Malphite's flexible. So if you're Team Renegatus, you ban Gragas here?
They're going to ban Morgana instead. So they suspect that the Malphite is not going support, and they want to ban. Or they want to ban a very powerful champion, something that does make Tarek's life more difficult in particular, but can make the entirety of their team's life more
Now, I
difficult.
think this actually has to be Malphite jungle because that looks like a Vayne top. And apparently their top laner plays Vayne top. So, Malphite will get shit stomped.
Yeah, the top laner plays it in Van top, but their AD carry also plays it. So this is a flexible pick for Team Renegatus. That's a Shen Van going into top lane as well.
Yeah,
So,
Steve-O does play Shen. I've watched a few of his games.
yep.
So,
Now, Blood Oath Kings does not think this is a Vayne AD carry, or at least they're showing us that they don't think it is with this hover. Don't believe a hover. It is in fact locked in, so they do not think that Vayne's going bot. They think the Vayne is going
yeah.
into another lane, most likely top lane. I can see the benefits of Vayne top lane, and she's honestly a little more terrifying there because she's also not held back in her leveling. That's a Scion hover. That's gonna be a Scion lock.
Nope.
For sure. Nope. They changed it last second on us. We've been bamboozled, and we get a Nautilus instead.
That could be a Nautilus mid.
Very well could be.
I have no idea what is happening right now. The amount of flex Diana can go in 2 different lanes. The Vayne can go in 2 different lanes. The Nautilus can go in 3 different lanes.
Theoretically, Tark can even go mid. And you can lock in a hyper carry jungler. Oof.
If I see a Soraka, I'm snapping.
That's a Soraka, and that's a lot. That's gonna be some healing.
Okay.
Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of seeing the grab bag of stuff coming out of Blood Oath King's composition.
Now, will that be top lane Soraka though?
I don't think so. Top lane Soraka was hit pretty badly. Nope, they're gonna lock in Akali instead. So that's gonna be their magic damage, and
that's another Steve-O classic. He does like the Akali, but Akali is gutted right now. The fact is, with the changes, it's not a good champion. The energy nerfs with the alt nerf, I played it once and said this champion is like, I just feel like it's not effective at all. Now,
there we go. So with the lock-in of the Akali, we're just gonna get the Riven, and I think the advantage that Riven kind of has in this matchup is Akali has to come to her anyway. So Akali dashes in, Riven pushes E.
This is spicy.
And yeah, this is gonna be an interesting matchup. We're gonna figure out where all this ends up going. Eventually, Riven's probably going top lane, and Vayne's probably going bot lane. I think that's probably about the only certainty we have because they have like 2 different supports on their team right now.
100%. So this is gonna be a Riven top. Vayne need to carry. Tarek support. Nautilus jungle with Diana mid. Now Yasuo can do pretty good into Diana. What Blood of Kings want to do here is just chill, and they want to get a 5v5 fight because Nautilus Riven beats Akali Malphite, and Diana Nautilus beats Yasuo Malphite in pre-6. So it'll be interesting to see how early game kind of goes through here.
Yeah, well, one thing I can also say is I actually also kind of like the Vayne Taric into the Aphelios Soraka as well. Taric offers similar healing to Soraka, but also just offers the ability to go in there and punch Aphelios in the face.
Yeah, I also kind of
Aphelios does not like that.
Yeah, I kind of didn't even acknowledge. Aphelios is a busted champion right now, so Aphelios can be a big damage shot. They have a lot of things that just say, YOLO.
I mean, if Riven gets into that backlane, though, I don't think Aphelios can do anything to stop her. If Riven gets onto him.
You have to remember, we have a Soraka. So
That is true, and that's where the other thing comes into play. The thing I see happening for their team fight when they go 5-on-5 with this composition is I see Tarek Tarek grouping up with the others, but actually putting his shield on the Riven. Riven would go in with his stun and ult proccing, and then from there, if you time that right, the Riven's basically unkillable and can survive through the counter damage that Soraka's going to do. And she has enough sustained damage, I think, and Vayne also has enough sustained damage that I don't think Soraka can actually out heal it once they get their items online.
yeah, we're gonna see. I honestly, the way they play knows how to do Soraka, but Soraka I feel is like a pretty good answer into Riven. You can put the silence down and just sit on it. And since Riven's such a close melee champion that needs to, use her things to get onto you, it is, something you can do. Yeah, they have a lot of answers.
It is actually going to be Nautilus mid, Diana jungle.
Oh wow.
That's a little more terrifying if you're Yasuo.
Actually, I think Yasuo wins. I think I played this matchup. Yasuo does usually pretty good into tanks. I'm really usually scared to play against Yasuo. If I'm playing like Poppy mid or any tank mid. Especially with the wind wall, it does kind of block out some of his engage options. However, one thing you can do as the Nautilus is if you press R, it can't get wind walled. So you can kind of RM, walk through the wind wall, and then blow all your
just
CC.
hit him.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Windwall's not going to stop Window's not going to stop a Nautilus auto attack. It's a melee hit. So
yeah.
he can walk up there, smack him, and then most of your damage at that point as Nautilus is you standing there and blowing up stuff. Like the trades are going to definitely be interesting. Shield, I think, for Nautilus will probably be the biggest factor in deciding how he comes out of these trades.
Yeah, this is a sick draft. Like Nautilus mid, I've tried to get into it after watching Join Me at the finals. I don't find that I ever like go into a game and I think, oh, Nautilus mid's good here. And honestly, I don't think it's good here. But you have to remember that a lot of what they're trying to do is set up the Riven. So having the Taric and having a Nautilus to set up the Riven for success, it's a great way to round out the draft.
Well, another scary thing is this time Riven actually has a dive buddy.
Yep.
Riven has Diana, so they have their own it's their own personal Oriana ball with a human that can just go in there and do initial burst. And that's also the other part that I'm kind of concerned if Soraka can actually do it, because Diana also has a lot of damage. So it's even as Soraka, you may be able to burst heal through Diana, but are you going to be able to do that while Diana and Riven are killing your backline? And while Vayne is probably sneaking around up there somewhere as well, whilst they're invisible, whilst there are stuns, hooks, knockups, and all manner of CC being thrown out, and you just come to this point where, again, this is a setup team again. It's the same problem. It's just this time, Blood of the King's answer is Aphelios, Yasuo, and Soraka, really.
Yeah.
I actually almost think that Akali's not even going to be relevant in this game, not just because she's nerfed, but because there's really not much Akali can do outside of maybe kill Vayne.
Not even.
Vayne isn't
I feel like Vayne's a pretty good answer in Akali too. A lot of Akali's damage is, kind of drawn out over the span of a fight. In a side lane, when you can get the Gunblade proc, go through your first R, land a few Qs, land an E, then you execute with your second ultimate. But Vayne really by her R kind of blocks out what Akali tries to do. Now that being said, normally I actually do think Akali beats Riven. Normally I would say, I did play a lot of Akali before her nerfs, and she was really strong into pretty much any melee matchup. That's why she's always played top. Because most tops are melees, and she pretty much wins all of it. But with the energy nerfs and with the R nerf, I think maybe she'll lose to Riven, honestly. Just
I think at this point, just because Riven is cooldown based, and because specifically of how that R works, it's gonna be rough. Maybe you can do it if you can manage your energy well, and Akali has kind of always been about knowing when, where, and how to start your assassination attempts there.
Yeah.
and how to start your fights. But into a Riven in particular, especially in our current state, I think the execution bar is just so much higher on the.
All right, so 12 seconds till we get in game. Who do you think won the draft?
Again, just because I think it has far more synergy, and as a clear again, I think that Team Renegatus won the draft, but I think it's a lot closer this time because bar that one potential weak spot in the top lane.
Yeah.
At least this time, their team fight. Not only is it actually a functional team fight because you can have a big burst of damage that can also be continuous in your in your Aphelios and in your Yasuo. But actually, have a team fight to begin with. You're not going to be stuck reliant on bad positioning from the enemy team to start a fight. You have someone who can start that for you, and you have the Bash Bros, Malphite and Yasuo to do stuff as well. Yeah. Overall, Team Renegatus won draft again. I'd say pretty handedly. Handily won that draft, but we'll see. This one will probably come down a little more to execution, and also more to macro as well.
Is that a Project Akali?
Yes, it is. Excellent skin.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, my biggest mistake, biggest regret in my life is not getting the KDA Prestige. But now she's not a playable champion in League of Legends, so yeah, don't really care.
Yeah, we'll see. She'll probably be back next year. It's like Azir Corki, Akali always comes back. Don't worry, I cringed at those comments myself. Now, standard 5-point spread here as
You're funny, buddy. Yo, okay, listen, Akali, like, I feel like with the nerfs, why didn't they just let the R nerf go through first, and then if she was still too strong, get rid of the energy nerf? I just she's gutted. No one plays her now, right? She's not even banned. I just think it's so silly by Riot. What they try to do is completely ruin meta. That's literally what these nerfs are. They literally kind of just wait. That's a Akali going mid, and Yasuo is gonna swap to top. So they're just gonna lane swap straight up.
Yep. Now this is a matchup as old as these champions themselves here. The old Yasuo.
I actually don't understand that because, this is what they're doing, and this is actually really smart, and I'm actually really impressed that they acknowledge to do this. Kazu is the best player probably on their team. They know he's the strongest, so they put him against Cyanite, the Riven player. Look, and losing this trade. Oh, flash burn! Wow, see what I mean? So this is exactly what they try to do. They know Stevo's a little bit a weak player. They know Goose is a little bit of a weak player. So what they do is they put the two against each other, and then they put the two best players against each other. So super smart adaptation here from Blood of Kings to get that lane swap through.
Now, yep. Akali is definitely going to Akali actually will also have a little bit of an easier time into Nautilus, and you still don't want to get caught out by him. But
she won't
not
die.
Necessarily leave.
You shouldn't die solo to Nautilus.
She's going to go try for a trade here. She will actually lose this trade just because Nautilus, is just a big old meatball and has that big shield.
Yep.
But yeah, not
if he
necessarily.
procs Aftershock, you're not going to win a trade.
As far as the Riven Yasuo matchup, I actually think Yasuo handles this a bit better early, but Riven with levels will eventually catch up to, and I think that will be stronger. Especially if Cyanite is playing as well as he was last game.
What? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's super smart to put the two best players against each other. If I'm Cyanite here, I'm telling my mid lane, hey, first back, let's switch. Okay, good flash from the Soraka there.
Yep, avoids death and does force some heals out. So the
would
trade
be
does
death.
go in favor of Blood Oath Kings there.
Stevo should not be trying to trade with the Nautilus here.
No, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, gets hooked right through. That's a good blind hook.
Yeah, but this is a good roam here. Malphite coming in. This is good positioning from the Captain Goose. I'm just able to stay on that far right side of the lane so that when the 2-man gang comes through, they just back off.
Yep, Yasuo is was also moving down there, but is just gonna go right back up the lane. Malphite's gonna hit the Scuttle Crab a little bit, pick up that nice little vision shrine there. Diana's gonna kill their Scuttle near bot side, and it looks like things are gonna stabilize for a little bit here. I honestly expect most of the explosions are probably gonna happen somewhere around level 6. That's probably when these teams are just gonna fight the hardest here. They may fight a little bit earlier around this Cloud Drake, but it is an early Cloud, which will benefit some champions here. Doesn't benefit others. That is an excellent trade going in for Riven. This actually might be potentially lethal for Yasuo. He is forced to flash, and Cyanide with the outplay there forces Kaze out. Like Malphite potentially going for a gank. I think Cyanide sniffed it out here. He suspects at least that there's something right. Yep, Malphite's coming up here. Kaze sees it. He's going to be able to get his way out.
Evo.
We're going for a trade. Nautilus is low mana here, so not really too much sweat from the Nautilus. And bot lane is kind of just bot lane. It's really going about how we expected it here early on. Although, well, actually not really, because Vayne is massively up in CS over the Aphelios. 10 CS lead.
Oh, wow. Okay, this might be a kill for Riven.
That's potentially Yasuo.
Oh, really good dashing here. Oh, misses the knockup.
Miss it. Does get the stun, though. That's going to be the tornado.
Oh, this is going to be a solo kill for Riven.
Yeah, that doesn't help you. Yep.
Nice.
First blood does go down. Yeah. That's not good for the Yasuo. This might also be a potential kill. Yeah, maybe with the hook. I don't think it was there, though.
Yeah, just gonna play it safe. There could have been like an E-auto or something.
Yeah, flashes are forced. And Yasuo doesn't have teleport. That's a big thing there. So he has to miss 2 or 3 waves, potentially. Riven's actually building... Yeah, Cyanide's actually building these waves up. So that's gonna be a lot of minions just destroyed that Yasuo cannot have.
Yeah, pretty big solo kill there up on the Riven. No flash on the Yasuo, so
no flash, no
catching that
walks up.
Kind of just...
That Nautilus trade also, by the way, did force a calling out, which allowed for priority earned in the bot lane to give them the Cloud Drake as well. Well, now that we've knocked that one off the list, next up is Infernal Drake, which means our next Drake is going to either be the Mountain Drake or the Ocean... Or we're either going to get Mountain Rift or Ocean Rift, which will be interesting. I think I like Ocean Rift a little better here for Team Renegatus. Just potentially because that gives them more options to sustain. The Ocean Soul gives them sustain through Soraka. It also massively benefits Riven because Ocean Soul, you get more healing for more hitting. And no one loves hitting things more than Riven. That is an excellent hook to come out of the Nautilus. The instant Shroud, though, from Akali does avoid more damage. That's not a trade you want to do.
So I always love seeing what Nautilus is trying to build on the mid lane version. He is going for the standard protobelt version, which is what you build.
Good hook. There is no follow-up, though. Yasuo does come to say hello. Nautilus doesn't really have his hook, but...
No damage. Kazu?
Looks like he burned... he burned Ignite for that, but Nautilus doesn't care.
Yeah, he was under his tower.
There's really not much they can do, but there is a potential collapse now because Ignite is gone. Cyanide is backing, but that is going to be this Scuttle Crab taken. Potentially, unless Malphite...
Now, Siva's doing a pretty good in the CS department here. Into a melee matchup.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually doing a lane swap again here as Vayne and Taric are up in. Or
they're gonna get this.
Yeah, there's really nothing they can do.
Malphite's level 5.
Yep, they're just gonna take the opportunity instead to push lanes up. This does lead to potential plates, if not immediately in a couple of minutes, onto, well, plates in mid, potential plates in top.
This is a dead Yasuo.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yep, now he gets pulled back. He gets stunned up. Vayne's gonna possibly condemn him into the wall if she can. Nope, the knockup comes through instead, and the depth charge blows Yasuo out of the water.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that coming. They're just too much follow-up.
And that's just gonna be the Rift Herald dropped here, and they're gonna go for plates. A lot of extra
Riven
money.
saying, I'll just take 2 of you at once and shove in your wave. How about that?
Yeah, there's not really much Aphelios can do at this time. He does take a little while longer now to scale up and become this amazing murder machine that he normally is. But that also is potentially just first tower. Like, through the plates, that's potentially first tower. And this turret, by the way, it's running it over like 200 armor, and it's just getting shredded. Yep, early first turret, that unlocks, well, that just unlocks both top and bot lane. And that's an excellent start there for Team Renegatus.
Oh, man. No, looking
So,
good.
yeah, what do you do here, right? Where do you transition your focus?
Alphas need to get ult, you know?
Yeah.
The Riven's got they're two Oppo solar laners have leads. You know, Aphelios does have a CS lead in bot lane, but, you know,
It's into a Vayne, so it's like,
yeah,
that's expected.
Yeah, it's pretty, what do you call that? Like, you know, you're losing hope. You need to get something done with Malphite Yasuo. That's the point of your composition. So.
That actually does make me have to wonder, though, at what point do you think do they have to transition from focusing on Malphite Yasuo to their scaling out? It's like, when is that line where they say, okay, we've tried, we can't get things done, we absolutely have to just hang back and try to scale here and see if Aphelios scaling can actually save them.
Yeah, scaling is hard, you know, in the meta. If you have only scaling, it's really hard because you pretty much give up Drakes, right? And then the Drakes make it so hard to win. The Dragon Soul makes it so hard to win. You know, and if you just completely sacrifice, you know, you already got your top turret down. Your mid sitting at 3 plates.
Nautilus
Another Rift Herald's about to spawn.
Into Yasuo. That is a lot of damage, actually, onto Yasuo off that Nautilus, so,
Malphite is there. Okay, ulti coming out for Riven here. Yeah, this Stevo's gonna get... Oh!
Well, good flash follow over.
E over the wall, really good. Wow. Stevo played that pretty well to just be able to get out there.
Yep, that is... He does burn Riven's flash in the process, although not that Riven really cares.
Well, that's a big cooldown. Riven does actually, as a Riven player, Riven does rely on flash like pretty heavily. Like, it's a very big tool for a Riven's kit, actually. You know, like
yeah,
you
and
flash
now they're
W.
gonna start up break. So with it, knowing that the top lane is not able to respond to this, they're gonna start up break. They know that they don't have teleport. So this is where things get interesting.
It's a good early TP.
Yep.
Oh, here it is.
Oracle does go down though.
Terracote's gone now. They might win this fight.
Yep, a collar
And the
does pick up
Yasuo
a kill
actually
on
get off
Diana.
here.
Riven, though, does manage to eventually show up. Aphelios goes down. Nautilus is getting kills.
Close.
Double kill for the Riven. It's looking like a double kill now for the Nautilus. Akali is trying to escape.
She's going to drop here.
Yeah, potentially. She's just going to end up getting...
Oh, maybe she might be able to E over the... She should be Eing...
Yeah, but Nautilus is there to say hello.
Mistake.
There you go. Nautilus can just eventually run up. He's going to try to run her down. Yep, does so.
Big mistake. You had to E over the wall to go back to bot lane there. But at one point it looked pretty good for them. And it kind of just went south.
It broke down the moment that they didn't disengage from before Riven showed up. Riven turned that fight on its head.
Yeah. When champions like that are able to free hit and not get focused in team fights, you know, it's just poor focus options or choices.
Yeah, they had the Drake. They definitely had the Drake. They had the kill. I think at that point, that's just try to disengage. 'Cause you can disengage a Riven at least at this point. At least at this point in the game.
Another thing is that they have no power spikes. You know, the Yasuo sitting on a crit cloak tabbies. The Akali doesn't have the gunblade. The Malphite went Cinder, which I guess is, you know, with the change is pretty good right now. But
to be fair, Yasuo was also forced to build engine tactics first. Like, why? Right? Like you were. That's not good for him. That's gonna.
I
that's
think
gonna slow
that
him down.
building tank into Vayne is like silly, right? Like you might as well just go damage. You're gonna die anyway when you go in. So, you know, I think AP would have been a better option here. But
Nice attempt at the steal there from Akali, but it doesn't go through.
yeah, close.
Yasuo has decided that he'd rather face the Nautilus, but the last time he actually fought Nautilus, you know, he lost that trade pretty handily, and looks like he's doing so again, as Nautilus is actually doing pretty good.
I really can't believe they didn't ban the Riven. It's so clear that he's obviously the champion, and it's showing up again here.
Yep, Akali is trying to fight. See, there's that E through the Shroud, and then Riven doesn't really care where the Akali goes.
Trade.
Misses the stun.
Oh, go for it. As soon as the cooldowns are in there on Akali.
I don't think they're going to this time. They're just going to wait. Diana picks up some CS here. This is a potential 2v2. Now 3v3 as Malphite does get the knock up, so Diana will go down. Riven
Great
is
kill.
kind of
Oh, nice.
Good ult over. Riven
Yeah,
is...
no stopwatch here for the...
Yeah, that is going to be 1-for-1 though so far. Potentially 2-for-2. Nautilus actually shows up here as well, so Riven is holding her own. Depth charge goes up. That's going to be the knock-up. Heal is...
And that's a 5-0.
Yeah. No, he's out. Yasuo went completely the other way there. Did not want to deal with the Nautilus for round 2. And Malphite is just hung out to dry. And by the way, we do have a Mountain Rift, so this is actually going to get even more infuriating for Team Renegatus Team Renegatus for Blood Oath Kings, especially because now a Riven with a shield coming in preset, right, and all that armor. That's not a good scenario. Really not. In the meantime, though, prior to Drake's coming back up, we are back into a lull state once more. Rift Herald, pretty free for the taking, although no one's going to really focus on it at the moment. They're instead going to focus down on that Mountain Drake, which they are pinging out. It's a spawn timer in just a few seconds here. That awkward silence of the lull state begins.
Yeah, well, you know, I love the lull state. Yeah, I don't like CS. I like to relax.
A little bit of time to breathe, a little bit of time to prepare. Malphite is hiding in a bush here. I think Team Renegatus is aware that Malphite is around.
Yeah, it was Yasuo around.
Definitely, he's cut out in vision. He's gonna want to avoid
Malphite doesn't have R anyway. Oh, Steve was gonna drop you. Oh! Cyanide predicting where he would go. Oh, he's gonna get... Oh my...
Cyanide just gonna flash follow. Doesn't really care anymore. Mountain Drake is down, so Blood Oath Kings is going to storm into the pit. It is 3 versus 4 for the time being. They're not going to actually start up the Drake. It looks like they're wanting to start up the fight. Nautilus is actually on the flank, though, right behind them. And now they're surrounded.
Actually, the more I look at this,
5 versus 4. That is the depth charge goes down. Aphelios gets caught out. He is very seriously damaged, so Rocket does go down first. Wish comes out, but actually Wish wasn't even on cooldown. Wish, there's no chance for it. No healing, no way to disengage that. They got surrounded and baited into dying.
Yo, this Riven is...
And in the meantime, Riven just kills Yasuo.
Yeah. You're regretting your choice to not ban it now. You're seeing, you know, I do believe Stevo is a Demacia level vision sub. You know, playing against a Shuriman level Riven, and you're seeing it, like, I just don't know how you don't ban the champion. He's obviously so clean at it. It's what pretty much won them the game last game. You know, was getting rid of Cassiopeia really a good choice after, you know, he plays 2 tanks
At this point, I think definitely Blood Oath Kings, they let themselves get drafted into a very awkward spot here. And kind of the more ridiculous part about this is this Riven is just going to get scarier and scarier as it goes on, especially as they collect these dragons, objectives, and as Blood Oath Kings is just slowly squeezed out, which is what they're going to do to them now.
What Blood Oath Kings need to do is literally focus one target. One target. Don't distribute your damage amongst the whole team. When you team fight, and you say, you know, Riven, everyone focuses every ultimate on that champion, then, you know, they have a chance to move on. Whereas in these team fights, the Riven's doing consistent damage throughout the whole fight. So, you know, how are they supposed to stay alive when, you know, this person is just eating your backline? Stay together, play together, and, you know, get this 700 gold shutdown. Bots, yeah.
Yeah, bot lane, going back to doing bot lane things. In fact, this bot lane has kind of been the most stable part of this game for either team. At this point, they have done the least moving around. And definitely have done the random fighting. Okay, Nautilus and Tark are coming down here. That's unfortunate for Akali. She's not escaping that. Short comes down. Nautilus gives exactly zero craps about it.
What a pull in.
Diana turns herself into an Orianna ball and pulls them in. And Vayne gets a kill. Vayne gets a double kill, actually. Soraka does get the kill on Diana due to turret aggro, but 1 for 4? I think I'll take that.
Yeah, 9k gold lead at 20 minutes.
1 for 4, 9k gold lead. Their jungler is down. Now, it's not going to be enough time for get much more than this turret.
You know,
that is gold onto other champions' pockets as well. That's the biggest part right there.
When you play Yasuo Malphite, you gotta play around the Yasuo. You know? It's what your comp is designed to do. You have no other knockups for the Yasuo. So, yeah.
At this point, honestly, Team Renegatus could probably force this Baron and could attempt to, with, I say, reasonable amounts of success, get a close out the game for that. Which is a little... That's a disturbing thought there if you're Blood Oath Kings. That there's not really too much they can do to stop an objective. Akali is all alone again. Now, they're not going to jump on her this time. Tark did have flash. Could have potentially set up for that ult. But they're not going to. They're just going to push these minions down the lane. Akali is going to threaten. But yeah, Rift Turtles are going off. So still, I'd say an okay use of your second Rift there to get that second mid turret.
Yeah, core items completed. You know, on the Nautilus and on the Riven and on the Diana. So
Riven's just going to be split pushing here again. Blood Oath Kings, they're going to just group as 5, so they're not even going to bother with trying to deal with Riven now. They're just going to try to go for the fight. And they're going to set up finish with this dragon, which is spawning in less than 30 seconds here. They need to deny Mountain Pigs. Because Dragon's
at this point, you might as well just fight, like, 10k down, like...
Well, realistically, their core has a chance against the 4. They just don't have a chance when the Riven gets involved.
It's 5v3 here. Let's see this fight.
They're going for it. Yep, Yasuo goes in. Malphite goes in. Does get the shutdown onto the Vayne. Turret does go down.
They should win this.
Well, though, but the thing is, while they're doing that fight, Riven and Nautilus are just slowly burning things down. They do eventually win the fight. They do kill the 3, but the 2 have been... kind of just happily just swinging away at those turrets.
Yeah, they're down, still down 10k even after winning that fight. So, you know,
It is all
goes
about
away.
trades when you're behind. So that is the thing there. This does deny them from just grabbing a turret and going to an objective. However, I'm not so sure how many more of those turrets you can afford to trade for those fights. The fight was definitely much needed. The shutdown gold is definitely needed as well. It went into most of the right champions there. But there really just ain't all that much they can do now. Because you're kind of just you're running out of stuff to trade really at this point. Nautilus again, just gonna clear out that ward, and there really isn't much they can do. Probably narrowly avoids what could have been a completely full engage. A little bit of poke over pit. They are going to be setting up potentially for this Drake.
You know, they should not be contesting this. They have no Malphite ult, no Akali ult, no Soraka ult, no Aphelios ult. Like, you know, they can't really contest this. You know, the Malphite can look for a suicide deal, but
maybe. Riven also is just going to ignore them, actually. Riven's just going to let them do their thing and just put it in.
no, Riven is doing the right thing here, pushing out mid, and is actually gonna get a flank here. Watch, look at her.
Yep.
If you look at her on the minimap, she's getting
coming right through there.
And this is gonna be a clean
Stuns
fight.
that go out.
It's gonna be a
2
clean
stuns
fight.
come up from the Taric. And Riven now in the back line. There's absolutely nothing that can be done about it. Soraka's wish comes through, but it's not enough. Mountain Drake
Ooh.
taken. Again, Akali does kill Vayne, so there's the one target she can take out is taken out, but then Riven just kills Akali in the process. So, overall, a little bit of a mess of a fight. Blood of the Kings do lose 2. They lose the Drake, but they do take 1.
Oh,
Again,
R!
about trades here.
Like, you gotta take advantage. You gotta take advantage there
wait
too. You
for
have
it.
tower aggro. What are you doing?
Big ol' stun comes down to Malphite. There we go. The Malphite knockup comes in place, but that's not enough as the Taric ult comes
Great
down to
stop
actually
one.
stop most of the damage. And yeah, shutdown goes down to the Nautilus. This actually might be a bit of a turnaround here as Aphelios is just dishing out Chakram after Chakram, and Riven is going to smartly get the hell out of that situation.
Yeah, there's so many times where the Malphite could have just ulted early and like not been in trouble after. Does get a 4-man though, so give him credit on that. It does kind of work out, but you know they do. They don't lose. They stop or they have a good defense. They don't give up really anything. They're just some pure damage.
Yeah, they do give them Malphite. They did enough damage also to prevent any other objectives from falling. And that's the important part for them here. You have to they do have to minimize their trades. This does bring them back in a little closer, but they're still 9,000 behind. So no longer a 10k gold lead, but the distinction of 9,000 versus 10,000 this late in the game doesn't really mean all that much. Looks like, yeah, we're just going to go back into a bit of a lull state. Both Team Renegatus is going to reset a little bit from that attempt. They're going to try again to push down mid. Nautilus now has a nifty little spell shield to stop things from stopping him. So that does help their team fighting a little bit, and it does look like Drake will be coming up here relatively soon. And we're back. Actually, we're just back to that 4-1 again from last game here, as Riven is just split pushing top. She can easily go for that inhib, and it looks like Diana is actually gonna kind of follow her on that flank. So it's kind of a weird, 1-1-3 sort of situation. Or I should say, it's like a 1.5-3-0 in the bot lane. That's a little weird. Bit of a weird thing split there. So far, nothing comes of it, except looks like Renegatus might be considering starting the Baron. I mean, there's absolutely no vision of this for Blood Oath Kings. Their only deep ward is a random pink ward.
Shh. 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 Okay, they're gonna start this up. Oh, maybe not.
They were spotted. Blood Oath Kings really doesn't have vision on it. There we go. They do get a ward in the pit, but it
Riven
can't
is
see the
in
pit.
that rush. Now, once
Yeah,
you look at
Riven-
your mini map, when they go to look at the fight, will look to get
Here we
on the
go.
back.
Riven reveals. That's going to force them off. They are going to keep this. Now, they have to engage here if they want to try it. Malphite can try for an ult smite. Potentially tries to go in for it. Does not get it, though. Diana wins the smite fight. Taracle does go down. Holy crap. Riven's dishing out all of the damage.
This is going to be the game.
Yeah, that's just a clean ace. That is a clean ace. The Taracle wasn't enough to save them there. Riven able to eliminate two of them out with them just before the fight. No damage is coming through. And now they get to push down to exposed inhibs with a fairly large wave.
Yeah, it's a game. The whole team's up, and they have Baron. It's over. GG. And just a clean 2 victories here. Team Renegatus. Really, no struggles. Big mistake not banning the Riven. It just was insane 2 games in a row.
There we go. There will be one last team fight, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Yep. Nobody dies. Nexus gets hit.
Yeah.
Riven hard carry, ban Riven, guys. That's the lesson of the day. Ban Riven.
Ban Riven. Very well played. I think we can both agree that maybe solo MVP both games. Cyanite?
Yeah. I'm definitely going to agree with that one. He took put the team in his backpack and just hiked straight down that top lane. There's nothing they could do to stop him, really. And a little lower damage this game. Again, the difference, 18,000 damage overall. This was definitely a lower damage game as well. So even though the second game was slower, at least in pace, weirdly, slightly slower in time as well, it's still same result. That power of that top lane and the way that Team Renegatus was functioning around it and drafting around their top lane and actually executing on that comp proved to be the difference here.
Yeah, Callum Goose too had a much better game this game. The first game he did lose to Kazu in the Kiana Cho'Gath, but this game, look at that AP not popping off. Beautiful 7-1-13 was so perfect. Setting up the Vayne, setting up the Riven. Just a great utility pick. It works beautifully.
Yep, looks like well, we'll be fairly shortly here trying to get our post-game interview, but we're going about this. Honestly, yeah, really, I think we said it already most throughout the game. It was on display there. In this instance, against these teams, the team that was able to function the best around its, composition strong point was the team that ended up walking away with victory.
Yeah.
Blood Oath Kings did have arguably the better early game potential in both games.
Yep.
But they didn't really execute on where their point was strong. That Yasuo was starting to get a little scary early on, especially in game 2. But in the end, they just rotated they just rotated him out of being anywhere useful, and then a slight misstep and he gets solo killed by the Riven, and suddenly he's on the back foot again.
Yeah, you've seen the top lane early. The Yasuo burns the ignite and burns the flash. Kazu ignited early. That was a big mistake. Might have been able to actually pick up a solo kill there if holding onto that ignite. It could have swung the match a little bit. But instead, the Riven kind of just waits it out and picks up the solo kill against the Yasuo. So really well played from the Riven both games. And we're gonna get a post game interview here with Silent.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
It's a pleasure. And I also wanted to bring in my jungler Random Minium. He has our mascot with us, so if we want to drag him in here as well, that'd be splendid. There he is.
Perfect. Hi guys. Well played. Pretty easy. 2-0. Pretty decided. I think that their top laner was a sub, so obviously a little bit of a skill gap. But the Riven both games was the factor. It was a real pleasure to watch. You popped off, man.
Thank you.
Were you surprised that they didn't ban it? Like,
I was shocked. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was pretty shocked considering how the first game went. But yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, they obviously
I don't
have
know
an
if you play Ornn, but it's clear that they don't. When you're blue side, you don't need to ban Ornn because you can FP it. But I mean, Yeah, I was shocked after the first game that they didn't pick the Riven.
Yeah,
Randomonium, what would you say, like, how big was the Riven in both your team compositions?
It was more of a situational pick. We decided that we definitely wanted to give Cyanite the counter pick because we felt like that was the biggest skill discrepancy. So we want to make sure we had a winning lane there.
Yeah.
And because they, in game one, they showed their top laner really early. So that allowed us to basically get a free counter pick for mid as well.
Mhm.
And then for game two, it made it, we could basically also had counter pick because we were red side for the Riven.
Yeah, honestly, there's a bunch I want to talk about, Autumn. Hold on. I just want to say that, in the first game, when Nar was locked and then I seen the Mordekaiser, were you a little bit surprised that the Mordekaiser actually went to the jungle and not the top lane? Because one thing I was talking about how the first game about, Mordekaiser really benefits from having level advantage in solo lane, and when it's jungle Mordekaiser, you're always 2 levels behind the solo laners. Were you surprised that it actually went to the jungle and not the top lane?
Rando, you want to start?
Yeah, we were a little bit surprised. We actually surprised by the Mordekaiser pick, period, because we hadn't seen it in the match history at all.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely were showing us things that we weren't expecting. But we knew that he played a lot of Gnar top lane, so we kind of guessed that it most likely was going to be the Mordekaiser jungle.
Okay, right on. I guess another. I just there was a lot of like things that happened. Like, I don't know, Cyanite. You obviously remember level 1 against the Gas where you had to bring your flash.
That
Because
was
you weren't.
tough.
Yeah, you weren't expecting the ignite, and if you held on to that, you might have actually took a little bit more of a poor trade.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that they actually had the right idea. Blood Elf Kings actually had the right idea there. Putting Kazu, who played a really good first game, he played very well in the Kiana against your mid laner. He was, the shining light for their side.
Yeah.
Getting, up to I think it was 5-1 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to I thought it was really smart for to put Steve-O against your mid laner and then put Kazu in top lane. But obviously your team composition. Were you another thing that I was gonna say is both your comps were really well prepared to give a Riven just this ability to just do consistent damage through a whole fight. Was that always the vision?
That's something I wanted for sure because I knew that I would be able to pump out DPS pretty consistently. So I just wanted people around me that wouldn't die so fast, as well as who could also offer not bait but bait, something where all not all the abilities go onto me. So in the second game with the Malphite, I was really playing a hard flank style because I wanted them to not look so much at me. And so in the final Baron fight, I came in from the side river bush and I showed early, specifically so they wouldn't engage right on my team and kind of blow them up so quickly. So it kind of gave them a second thought, and then
You're just zoning.
Exactly, and you see Malphite go in solo, and the rest of his team is a little back, and so I think I flash W'd on, and I just kind of blew them all up, and so it really just went well with the team comp.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that it wasn't banned. Even in the first game with the Black Shield, Black Shield Riven running at you, what are you gonna do?
What do you do?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say really well played, guys, and it was really a pleasure to watch games because it's a champion that I play. It's a champion that's not really played in Seal, so to get to watch it dominate 2 days in a row is pretty awesome.
Thank you, appreciate that, buddy.
Autumn, you have any questions for them while they're in here?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything I was thinking about as well. And what with this clean 2-0, you guys are gonna be punching your ticket to to the finals now, which will be a best of 5 once we have all the other best of 3s out of the way. So congratulations on that one, and thank you to our glorious and hilarious Twitch chat. Thank you to Riven for putting up with me for about an hour and a half of this.
Yeah.
Thanks to Namo for sitting behind the curtain and pulling all the strings to make this run smoothly, and also thanks to the founders and the community for keeping Steel alive. And I think with that, we're going to be able to sign off for today. But also stay tuned because it's going to be VOD recording tomorrow morning, or tomorrow not morning, by tomorrow by the Ammo, and we also have additional we'll be having additional playoffs all throughout this week, all throughout the next few weeks.
Yep.
So definitely keep in touch with us because there's plenty more action through all divisions of CEAL.
Yeah, finals coming up, guys. GG, well played, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.